Just before we start, we want to bring your attention to a campaign that we're going to be part of. This September, we're taking part in Stay Tuned, a month-long event for the suicide prevention charity Campaign Against Living Miserably. We're using the power of the pod to raise money for Calm's life-saving services, which are needed now more than ever, and to help people find ways to stay. If you can, chuck in £12.20. That's the cost of answering a potentially life-saving call. The link to our fundraising page is in the description.
Mom! Dad's got another tattoo!
In this episode, one of us is late, the universe gives a big fuck you to the other, and we report from the World Pea Throwing Championships. Yes, it's a thing, as we navigate midlife. Hello and welcome to episode 23 of Mum, Dad's Got Another Tattoo, the Midlife Crisis podcast. I'm Mark and I am here with my co-host Richard.
Hello.
Hello, Richard. You always seem surprised when I start. I start it the same way every time. And
I know.
I think so.
I don't know.
Very strange. Probably edit out that little gap to make it look like you're alive. Right, so fresh from our conversation with Dan Holder from the Atomic Rambo Coaching, check out episode 22 if you can. I would say it's probably one of our best. No, I'm going to say it's our best guest.
Easily.
Far. I mean, he's recounting stories of his journey to the Marines, what he experienced in Afghanistan, how he won a US medal for bravery, the impact that had on him, and subsequent recovery and redemption is incredibly powerful. And I've found it powerful, and they are the words that people have used to me in the correspondence. If you do want to get in touch, you can do so at dadsgotanovertattoo@gmail.com or Dad's Got Another Tattoo on all the social media platforms. And the people who have got in touch with me said it was an incredibly powerful story.
I mean, I've thought about it a lot since. I've thought about the whole process, what he went through, how his journey, how he is now, and it was my favourite episode.
Yeah, check out Dan at the Duty Happy Bloke, or go to ARC or Atomic Rambo Coaching. If you Google that, you'll come across his website. But it was a great episode, great stories, and a brilliant way of articulating both that and how to recover from that, and how he's implemented that in his own life and helping others. And it seems, Richard, that you may well be becoming one of these people.
I will be, yeah, hopefully. Well, obviously, we've been speaking to Dan, both of us, off and on over the lot since we did the interview, and he's just a great guy. And with my work, my organisation, obviously my self-diagnosed ADHD, I think with what Dan does, I'm hoping he can give me that bit more structure, keep my mind at rest a little bit more, and I'm open to see what he can do to just help me in any way he can.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to you. Hopefully you'll be able to document it live for everyone and mine your own personal pain for content.
Why not?
That's what we're here for. But yeah, really looking forward to that. Dan's a great guy as well, so follow him on Insta and check out his page. We'll have his stuff in the show description as well. Richard, there is a feature that we're trying to implement called Why Mark Was Late. I haven't got anything. I haven't got anything for you. Maybe I'm a changed man. Maybe it's the influence of people like Dan on my life, and the fact that I'm being held accountable in public now for why I was late. But you told me you were late. Come on, own up.
I was, and I make it a badge of honour of mine that I am on time, nay early with stuff. That's just how I am. But being late is not something I like to do.
Can I just point out, I don't like it either. I don't.
But you do it so often.
I don't imagine how much pain and anxiety. Maybe that is why I had such anxiety problems.
You are known as late. You are one of those late people.
Yeah, I don't like that and feel bad about it.
No,
so,
but this...
I was late for something.
Here we go. See, I know you can. Go on. Go on.
So I will tell you about this in the next section, but I've got another tattoo, believe it or not. And I had to drive from my East Sussex countryside abode to Derby and be there by 9:30.
You love a challenge like that. You thrive on them.
Well, do you know what? It's like all the times that I'm late is that I set out my perfectly planned route there, and then things happen.
Yeah, but you give yourself so little wiggle room when you do it.
I gave myself loads of time, right? So it was about 3.5 hour drive. I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, quick shower, quick bite to eat, and off. So I'm out the house before 5:30, and I'm now thinking to myself, do you know what? I've set off too early here.
Oh, you never learn.
I'm going to be hanging around for ages. Well, it was torrential rain as I left the house, and after an hour, I'd gone 14 miles.
Oh.
The other thing was that I needed to get petrol, but the road that I normally so I would go through the Royal Borough of Tunbridge Wells, and on the way there is not one, but 2 petrol stations. So that road was closed. So I went to a detour. It took me another 20 minutes to get there in the pouring rain, can't see anything. Got to that petrol station, that's closed for being refilled. And I'm on fumes already. So I'm driving.
Giving me anxiety already.
Yeah, it was. So it basically took me an hour and a half to do about 14 miles, get some petrol, get on my way. And so in the end, I was 20 minutes late. But I did message the guy saying ETA. It's a bit later. And anyway, it's fucking tattoo artists. They're meant to be cool about punctuality and shit like that. And when you get to a studio as well, I'll tell you something, you'd be lucky if they start within 90 minutes.
Oh, there is a lot hanging about in tattoo studios.
Printing it. I mean, all for good reason, but, don't think you get there at 9:30 and at 9:35 you got the needle in your skin.
You see, I don't have the problems with old fossil fuels anymore, my old China. I just plug it in outside my house when I go to bed, and it wakes up, and I wake up and it's all done.
And are you saving loads on fuel as well?
Stupidly saving.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'm about to change my car, and guess what? It's right up there.
I mean, I'm not sure if this is going to bore people to tears, but you've got companies like Octopus that link up with your charger, and then you literally, I've got an app, I tell it how much charge I want to put in overnight, and it does it at the cheapest rates overnight. So I think I said before, it's like 1,000 miles will probably cost me 40 quid.
Fucking hell.
And the car's 2.5 tons. It's not a small car.
Yeah, I've got a bigger car as well, and I reckon fill it up to 110 quid, and you get about 300 miles out of that tops.
If I fill it up, if I put say 50% in it, it'll probably cost about 6 quid.
Is there any sort of range anxiety though?
I haven't had it. I've taken it to Sheffield and back. I've had none at all, because in them, say you put your route in, if you do need to charge on the way, it will plan where to do it. It'll go to the fast chargers. It will tell you on my car, it tells you if there's availability, how many of the charging points are in use, and everything like that. It's easy.
And yeah, despite all this, you were late for something.
I was late. Absolute balls up on my part, and there's no other way to say it. So, Dog has a vet's appointment for her jabs at 2:45. My little dachshund, he loves the vets. He couldn't give a monkeys. As long as he's getting treats and he's getting a fuss, you can do what you want to him. Jab him, poke him, stick stuff down his throat. Doesn't care.
I think that needs a bit of...
Yeah, just doesn't care.
You mean in a veterinary sense, right?
In a veterinary sense, yeah. My spaniel, however, is in a, how can I put this in a medical term, shit scared of the vets. As soon as she walks through the door, she wants to get out again. And so I get the dog in the car, let's get the treats. I've left myself a healthy window, as is per. So they're doing a bit of roadworks on the way there. I thought, well done, Rich, this is why you leave yourself a bit of time. So, right? Got there 10 minutes before my appointment, go to the lovely lady at the desk. I've got Ruby here for her jabs. You know when someone's just clicking on the PC a little bit too long?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When did you book the appointment? I thought, and I said my wife booked it 2 weeks ago. So I quickly phoned. As I was on the phone, I realised my dogs don't have the same vet. They have 2 different vets, and I didn't listen. When I said I listened, you will be going. Yeah. Okay, right. I didn't listen to a word of it, and I was at the wrong vets. So, got the dog back in the car, and in my defence, because I gave myself enough when I was only 4 minutes late for my appointment, and I still had to sit there for 10 minutes. So I was late, but technically I wasn't late.
Yeah,
I was late.
Technically, it's the best. Yeah, that's the sort of thing that happens to me. But look at me. I'm 4 minutes early. Oh no, you're on the wrong side of town.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you about my £50 tattoo.
Oh yeah,
that actually ended up costing me about £450. A normal price for a tattoo. Fuck's sake. So my almost exclusive doom scrolling habit at the moment is going through the accounts of tattoo artists, and they're posting their work. And sometimes they post competitions, deals, offers, drum up a bit of business. Depends on the circumstances. So this artist had recently set up his own studio and was basically doing a 90% off offer for tattoos. So he normally charges about 500 quid. Do it for £50. Pay the £50 deposit, send him your idea, and he'd do the design on the day. But not too, you couldn't turn up and say, right, I want the whole thing different. And the original plan was and it was
where was it based?
Derby. This is from the previous section. This is my journey, but that's fine because the head office of the firm that I work is about an hour from Derby, and we had a big company-wide meeting booked for the following day. So that's perfect. I drive up there, drive to the meeting, stay overnight, drive back. Perfect.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong, apart from biblical rain and, of course, the meeting being cancelled? So I didn't have to be in Leeds at all. So I had to go up and back in one day. Right, never mind. And also fund it myself because they would have paid for the petrol as well, because I'm not on the electronic charging at the moment. I will be very soon. So drive up there, got a very lovely tattoo of 3 elephants on my chest in a heart shape, all very lovely. Drove back feeling all pleased with myself. And do you know what? I gave him a bit of a tip as well, because I thought 50 quid was take the piss, really. He's probably done more than that on ink, and gave me a little 10 quid moisturiser pot as well. So I thought I'd give him a little tip as well. And he came and put in a card as this, good luck with your new studio here. And then I went before he knew there was any money out of it. And he came running down and he was like, you sure? Yeah, it was fine, Oh. So
about it. Yeah, why not?
So I'm over 100 quid already, and then it's about 65 quid in petrol. So overall, 165 quid for basically an all-day tattoo session. That is pretty good value.
That's a good deal.
Until I get to about the M25, and that is the sound a tyre makes. And I have said in previous episodes, I'm not mechanically minded. I know enough to know that ain't good.
So was it flat?
It was quite flat, yeah.
Flat at the bottom.
Flat at the bottom.
Yeah, now that's the worst bit.
Well, I'd say flat at the bottom. So normally you just change the tyre like a real man. Not even sure I would do that, but especially on the side of a motorway, that's quite an.
How do you change a tyre?
Yeah, I've done it before. Yeah. But I'll tell you, I am a member of a roadside assistance, and I get them to do it. But this car hasn't got a spare tyre. It's got run flat tyres. I'll tell you what it hasn't got. Run blowout tyres. Run shredded wall of tyres.
There's no foam that you can insert that will sort that out.
No, nothing. So never mind. I will phone my roadside assistants, Knights of the Road, to come and get me, only to find my membership had expired the previous week.
Didn't you normally send you a letter or something?
Yeah, well, they probably did, didn't they? A letter. What is this? Fucking 1952? I check my mail about once every 8 months.
Carrier pigeon.
Yeah. And so I hadn't done it. And it's one of those things you go, I'll do it. So the price they wanted for it, just to come and rescue me, was like £100 to put on a thing, and then 95p a mile to drop me wherever.
And you're on the M25, so you've still got a fair bit to go.
Yeah, so I'm looking at like 190 quid just to get it on and then sort it out. So I phoned some other rescue place and come and get me, and I probably acted in haste in retrospect, but they charged me 300 quid to sort it all out. But they would be there within half an hour.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sometimes the convenience is worth the cost in my book.
Yeah, it is. It was in that regard, because it's the motorway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now £100, 130 quid for the tattoo. 60 quid in fuel to get there, 190, and £300 to change my tyre brings me up to exactly the same cost as a full day tattoo session. So thanks, universe. Fuck you.
So, did you get up to anything this weekend? Anything unusual? Anything interesting?
Part of being in the midlife crisis period is that you're trying to recapture a bit of your athletic youth when you could have been a contender. But the truth is, no matter how much you train, how good your diet is, you're not going to win the 100 metres at the Olympics. You're not going to be coming on and getting the winner in the FA Cup final. All those elite sporting achievements have gone. And that is just a fact, right? And you have to reconcile that.
Father Time is undefeated.
Father Time is undefeated. However, there was the opportunity this weekend to become part of the elite, a sporting great. I attended the World Pea Throwing Championships.
Dun, dun, dun. But
I did not compete. I'll tell you why. Well, I'll tell you what, I actually did a bit of roving reporting when I was there. And here is my World Pea Throwing Championship report from your reporter on the ground, news hound, Mark. Nice and early for once, and started talking to some of the officials who were marking out the course. Okay, do you want to say what your name is and... First name's fine.
My name's Glenn.
Hello, Glenn. And what's your involvement in the World Pea Throwing Championships today?
I'm the official measurer and number shouter.
Official measurer and number shouter. And have you had a lot of training for this particular role?
I'm one of the few people that own a tape measure.
Right,
that's the main reason. More than one tape measure.
More than one
tape measures, yeah.
And is this your first attempt at being the judge, or are you a veteran?
5 years? Probably more.
5 years.
Yeah, at least 5 years.
And how have you seen the competition evolve over time?
It's fairly kind of the same every year, although we are getting more and more people coming, and I would be surprised if there were less than 200 people here, not all at one time, but throughout the day today.
Really? Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, we have people coming. Last year we had somebody get off a plane from America that arrived, and other people drove down from Lincoln. Kate here's come from Leicester. Wow. In fact, I came from Leicester. I drove down from Leicester this morning. So it is truly an international competition. But yeah, no, it is getting more and more people, and people are coming.
And have you seen the style of throwing evolve over time, or do different nationalities?
I think it's got worse.
Got worse? Do you think the standards get
lower?
Yeah.
Wow.
We were just talking about this. There's a recorded maximum throw of 42 metres, but we were just discussing this. We remember 48 metres. So.
All right. So unofficial. That could be the unofficial record.
The unofficial record. Well, I think as we're the officials, it probably is the record, but it's just been written down incorrectly. But
right.
It's 48 metres. Well.
48. So we're actually standing at the. Is this the?
It's 35.
35. That is 35 metres.
Not being as optimistic, we've only gone up to 40. It's going to be terrifying if someone goes over there.
Well,
At this point, we just accept it, don't we? Just go.
Absolutely.
And do you take into account wind assistance as well?
No. I think that's a benefit. It won't be a benefit today. There's no wind at all. So I think, so the wind can either carry the pea or it can get up into the roof and we lose them.
All right. And is that a disqualification?
Well, if it doesn't land, we can't measure it. So.
No, that's right. So you don't get up on the roof. And...
Although I think the longest ones have probably come off the roof and
do they count, or does it?
No.
Right.
We measure it from where the pea stops, not from where it lands.
All right.
One year we brought the laser out. We had to try and measure it with a laser, and that took far too long.
It was very, very
Don't
complicated.
trust technology.
No, well, so we've got some chalk and a tape measure here. Never let anyone down, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. And obviously we're completely precise.
Yeah.
You know,
The other thing to remember is people can get disqualified.
For what?
Foot over the line. So
right, I see.
I'm the starting judge, and I'm very, very strict on foot over the line.
And is that at any point during the until the pea comes to rest, or at any point?
I thought about that. That's a great idea. At any point, I think.
They've got to. It's got to. Yeah. Surely they've got to have released the pea. Then they can do it.
Well, sometimes you see like javelin throwers when they want to disqualify their own attempt.
Sometimes they do is they throw and they run after the pea. I don't mind them doing that. It's exciting. It's a bit of excitement to the contestants running up the course.
So I thought I'd leave the preparations to the experts there. I didn't want to hinder them too much. But does any weird English eccentric event really take part unless there's a town crier? I don't think so.
So I'm John and I'm Lewis's town crier.
Brilliant. And so what's your role in the championships?
So
today?
I'm comparing, hosting and making things run smoothly, basically. Doing the easy bit, just shouting at people.
Okay, and is this the first time you've...
No, I've been involved for... I think the last 5 years on and off, so...
Oh, right,
Yeah,
brilliant.
so-
And so how's the competition evolved over the last few years?
Love it. Lewis is really good at finding excuses for daytime drinking. And quirky and perky events is what makes it all. So from the spaniel racing, the terrier racing, the pantomime animal races that we have here at the Arms, it's such a hub of weirdness and quirkiness. I love it.
That sort of...
wild flunking and all of it.
yeah,
It's all-
what's that? I saw,
Well, flunking.
Yeah.
You've got around about a dozen people dancing around in a circle to some country music. In the middle of the circle, there's a member of the opposite team with a big stick called a swodger.
Yeah.
And what they have to do is they have to flunk, so throw the dwile, which is a soggy, stale soaked cloth, with the stick and try and hit the people that dance around in a circle.
Right, so it's a very old English event as well. And Castle Ditch Lane here, it's ideal for, as a run. As
Good trajectory and consistent throughout all its years.
And how have you seen, the winner? Is there a particular style? Is it just throw up and lug it as hard as you can?
Yeah, absolutely. Different styles befit different people, don't they?
Right.
You've got the tactics of bouncing it off the balls, just lobbing it down the alley, or trying to get the camber of the road right. It can get quite technical and quite competitive, but it's always good fun. And always a really nice hot sunny day.
Yeah, it is a nice day today. I've spoken to some of the other competitors and they say it's perfect pea throwing conditions today.
Yeah, as long as they're mindful that the wind goes down the lane, down the twit, and as long as you can do that and you can throw it at the right time that the wind's not too high, you'll be fine.
All right, brilliant. Well, good luck today with your role as well, and hopefully it goes off really smoothly.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Well, of course, what is pea throwing without the most important people, the competitors? Some of them have got their entourages, egos out of control. But one of the competitors from last year, Jake, he was kind enough to interrupt his pea throwing preparations and talk to the podcast.
Endeavour this. Love it.
So I'm here with Jake, one of the pre-race favourites. This is not your first rodeo, though, is it? You've got a bit of a love-hate relationship, as I understand it, with this competition.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a lot to prove this year. Came third last year. I think it was 22 metres, not 100% on that. Had 2 broken ribs though then, so had excuses then. I don't have any excuses this year, so I'm here for number 1.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, I've seen you, you're very bullish on social media at the moment. Is that part of the pea throwing game? A bit of trash talking ahead of time, getting in the head? Is it more of a psychological war at this stage, at the elite level?
I think when you're at this level of pea throwing, it's a mind game as much as it is a physical sport. So yeah, I mean, I'm here to win. I make no joke about it. I'm here for number one.
Yeah,
That's it. I'll accept nothing less.
And conditions seems to be perfect for pea throwing this year. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, not high wind, which is, everyone's worry.
Yeah.
You don't want wind against you on your throw, especially in the first two, because then you want to get into the final. Yeah, it's looking great. Sun's out, a couple of hydration beverages beforehand. I think we're on for a good one. I'm number 2 on the throw as well.
All right. And do you think that the luck of the draw, sometimes Eurovision, for instance, people go first, very rarely win. You're setting the benchmark early.
Everyone's they're just going to think, what's the point? Once I've thrown, it's just going to be, they're just going to be thrown for a laugh.
And how's your technique evolved over the year? Is it the tried and tested Jake swinger that we hear so much about, or have you been in training over the winter, modifying it?
No training whatsoever. I didn't want to compromise my shoulder, so I'm going to just give it my all in the first 2 throws. I run up. I want to get as close to the line as I can before my throw. Got a bit of a height advantage, I think. I've got long arms, so I'm hoping I can just repeat last year. I just want to beat Ringo. Ringo was number 1 last year on the top of the podium. He said to me, it's not his first time being up there. It's your last, mate. There's no 2 ways about it.
Okay, well, good luck, and I look forward to talking to you after your attempt.
Yeah, thank you.
So Jake there was incredibly confident in the run-up to the competition, but there was some time between our conversation there and the actual beginning of the festivities. As you'll hear later on in the show, there were lots of different age groups and categories. Under 13s, the ladies' competition, before Jake was due to compete in the men's. So with that, the town crier kicked things off with a humorous little ditty.
I eat my peas with honey. I've done it all my life. It makes the peas taste funny, but it keeps them on the knife. A ditty from a Sussex man, a goon with famous name. But I think that by this method, he would lose this World Championship game. Honey may aid digestion of a garden green legume, but would be cause of failure when a pea you're trying to zoom. 4 and 40 metres, maybe 42, maybe 47, we're not quite sure. It's the record you must beat, and everyone is welcome to spectate and compete. This great Lewis tradition is sure to have you smitten. Just take a frozen pea in hand and lob it down the twitten.
At Shouty Man John on Insta, if you want to catch up with him. Now, I had gone to view the World Elite Championships, as I said, but the under-13 started first, and I caught up with one of those competitors just before the throw. So I'm here with a competitor in the under-13s today. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the competition, how you're thinking about it, the technique that you think you're going to use, how you think things will go.
Okay, wait, what's the first question?
How do you think things will go?
I don't know. It depends who I'm going against, because some people might be my age as well, and I don't know the power of the throwing that people are going to do, because there's some people who are under 13 who are not as strong as me. So
Right, fair enough. And have you thought about technique? Overarm, sort of side whipping it, overarm, underarm. What do you think?
because I'm like 4th or 3rd or 5th up, I'm just going to look at the person who does it, goes the furthest in the ones before me, and I'll just do that.
Okay. And you're hoping to win, or you're just in it for a bit of fun?
Both.
Okay, well, good luck with the competition. Let me know how you get on.
Okay.
So even though throwing conditions were almost perfect, it actually proved something of a hindrance for the spotters. The under-13 competition had about 20 competitors, but it went on for about an hour, and not least because there was some issue in finding the peas and determining where they came to rest. A couple of disqualifications as well, but in the end, 13-year-old boy came up and absolutely launched it, blowing the competition out of the water with a huge 24-metre throw. So I caught up with the same competitor afterwards.
Right, so I'm here with one of the under 13 competitors. Didn't win. How did you feel the conditions were?
I think they were fun. It's just that I couldn't see it, so I kind of need to see something to do good at it, because if I don't see it, like in my hand and throwing it.
So was the sun glare a bit of a problem for you?
Yeah, I couldn't see anything.
And the spotters had some trouble spotting your throws as well, didn't they?
Yeah, no, it's just that I don't see the pea because it's not big enough.
All right, okay. And but the winner, 24 metres, I think that was good enough to come second in the adults competition last year. So given that, are you a bit disappointed?
No, because I was actually going to ask what is the smallest amount and just beat the smallest amount.
All right, so you didn't come last, is that? No. But you were beaten by a 2-year-old, weren't you?
Yeah.
Well, that was quite a good throw, but thank you very much for talking to Mum. Dad's got another tattoo, the Midlife Crisis podcast.
Okay.
So with that enormous 24-metre throw, I went back to Jake and see if his confidence had been knocked a little bit by such a huge throw from the juniors competition. And I think it's fair to say, yes, it was.
So I'm back with Jake. We've just seen the under-13s competition. Now, that was won by a distance of 24 metres, which I think beat your rib-hindered attempt of last year. Does that intimidate you at all, or you think conditions are right for a record?
Yeah, I mean, people have been putting the time in. You know, you can see people have been putting the effort in since last year. So, yeah, I'm quaking in my boots a little bit, but I'm still confident that I'm gonna bring it home.
Well, I can see you've hydrated yourself further, and it seems that the courage has drained away rather than increased. Is that just the level of competition these days? I mean, it is the elite level after all.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to this level in the game, the nerves get to you, but I feel like that will fuel me in the end. I think maybe just hydrate a lot heavier.
Yeah,
we've got 50 women to watch throw, so we've got some time to. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it's important just to play the course and not the occasion.
Wow, yeah, great words. Well said. Yeah, exactly. And the wind's a little bit of a concern. It's coming and going. So we'll just hope I'm lucky on my throw, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck for that as well.
I had completely underestimated how long all this would take. Having arrived at the course at 12 o'clock, that conversation with Jake there was getting on for 4 o'clock, and as you would have heard, 50 women competitors were to go before the winners of both were announced, and I'm afraid that my wife had not been totally understanding with me going and spending the afternoon at such a ridiculous event, and got the curly finger and I had to come home. And I did catch up with Jake on text message afterwards, and just a reflection of how the quality is improving over the years. Last year's third position didn't even make the finals this year, and he left in disgrace, actually. I messaged him to say bad luck. I would of course have to change shops out of embarrassment. I'm sure he would understand, and he replied, yep, completely respect your decision. I would do the same. I'm sorry to let you down. But it turns out that one of the longest throws of the day, 29 metres. So the record stays intact for now, but let's see what happens next year. I'll see if we can get Richard and any of the other listeners involved, and maybe we'll have a Mum, Dad's got another tattoo mini competition within the World Championships, but that remains to be seen. Anyway, I really love this, the fact that some of these strange frankly silly events are taking place, giving a bit of joy, giving a bit of laughter to anyone who wants to come down. Totally free event, and I really enjoyed it. So that was my experience of the World Pea Throwing Championships. I only got to see the under-13s in the end because, I was early, but it actually meant my window for reporting was misjudged a little bit because I got there about 12 o'clock for registration. I spoke to Jake, you would have heard, one of the competitors, also a tattoo artist that I know reasonably well. He's got a tattoo of a sort of witchy hand holding a pea in tribute to his third place finish of last year, and so he was hoping to add that, but no, he didn't even make the final this time. But I didn't see that because I underestimated how many people would be there and take part. It was a massive competition.
That's brilliant.
So I got there about 12 and it was like registration. The under 13s was going to kick off at 1:30. So me and the fellow competitor went to have a bit of lunch and came back. But didn't start until maybe 2:15. There were like 20 entrants in the under 13s. And then it was the women's competition. 50 women had entered that.
That's
and
amazing.
Then after that was going to be the men's, which I think the entry list was getting on for 100.
That is brilliant. And how long has it been going on for?
At least 5 years. These things have very small and insignificant beginners, but I think it's like turning into like a real event. And that pub has other competitions like spaniel racing, where they use the same course as the pea throwing. They get a member of staff to dress up as a hare, staple some sausages to his backside, and then he gets to run down there being pursued by spaniels.
And when is that one? Because that sounds interesting.
That's in April. I think that's already happened. I think this might be the last event of the year. The town crier, who you would have heard from as well, was talking about some old English event where all sounds a bit pagan-y to me, where people dance around with broomsticks and then you have to get a beer-soaked sponge and hit them with it. But
yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not down for that one. I mean, I'm disappointed that I was really keen on coming on Sunday, but then my mother-in-law went and spoilt it by having her birthday.
Yeah,
so,
that was very inconsiderate of her. But yeah, I think I will make it. It's an annual event now, so we'll get down there next year to take part. I mean,
I will participate.
And so we'll see what the score was. I think the winner this week didn't touch the world record, which, as you can see, there was some confusion about that, but unofficially it's 47 metres, which is quite a long way.
That's a long way to throw.
Yeah, but then like there was a 2-year-old for it 10.5 metres, so
I should be able to throw something just over 4 times the distance of a 2-year-old.
Should be. As Jake's third place finish last year was with 22 metres, but the under 13s he won it with 24 metres. So it's but I think the pea conditions, it was a really hot day. So I thought Jake going second would be to his advantage because the peas were frozen peas, but they were held out in the sun in a sort of old-fashioned pint pot that you might get in the Rover's Return, and so they obviously defrosted.
So they're not uniform.
They're not uniform, but that's part of the.
Doris McWhirter is turning in his grave.
I think they're all out the same packet of peas, if that's anything.
No.
How can you have... But then you're asking them to use the same pea over and over again?
No, I'm asking...
Imagine it would degrade over time.
Not the same pea. I'm asking for peas in the same condition, either frozen or unfrozen.
Well, they are frozen at first.
Yeah, but some people are throwing them frozen, some people are throwing them unfrozen.
Well, it doesn't seem to make a difference if you look at the distribution of...
Fair enough.
But I would have thought a harder frozen pea would have more carry on the
cobbles.
Yeah, because I'm going to post a picture of the under 13s. It was actually my daughter going. She didn't really know which technique to use. The people in front of her who were like proper little toddlers, and so they were just doing the toddler throw. So she was the first one with a bit of hand-eye coordination, and she thought an underarm blast would be best. She said speed was the name of the game. So launch it quickly, get a lot of run out, bit of carry from it. But what she didn't take into account is that Twitton, which is an old East Sussex word for small little road. And you would have heard that in the town crier's poem that he kicks off events with. It's got quite a camber on it. So as soon as the pea hits the tarmac, it's going into the gutter, so it loses a little bit of.
So you've got to go through the air.
You've got to go through the air. Yeah, it's definitely an air raid game. That's it. And I mean, if you're really got your angles and your wind trajectories right, there's some it's quite tight, and there's some pitch roofs either side. So if you can get it up onto the roof, then you can get a bit of carry as it comes down the.
Then you're bringing into some other. Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's the World Championships. There's no
Coat for broke.
Yeah, that's the level that we're talking here. Everyone's got a good arm at the world level. It's the tactics and the mental side of it that comes into
the 1% of the 1%.
Yeah, that's
it. I'm going to get that street on Google Maps. I'm going to start studying.
That's a good idea, actually. I think I might. I will post that in the socials along with some other pictures from the day, including the pint of peas that was using. No, but it was all very.
Sounds a great day.
So that's it for this week. Please check out the links to the campaign that we're running, Calm, part of the Stay Tuned. It really kicks off in September, but we really appreciate it if you're able to donate. In the meantime, if you want to get in touch, please do so. Dad's got another tattoo on social media, and Dad's got another tattoo at gmail.com. But until next time, we'll see you later. Goodbye.